On the 4th of April 2025, a Minecraft movie was released by Warner Brothers, and...
I
I'm Steve.
Chicken jockey.
An ender pearl.
Teleport you to wherever you throw it.
Yeah, right. And that was the only one I had.
it has very much disappointed. While Jack Black's performance has become meme-worthy with the clips you just saw having gone viral, it sadly took a uniquely beautiful game like Minecraft and turned it into a forgettable family flick with a coating of 4 people green screen dancing in a photorealistic Minecraft world. While it hasn't stopped the film from grossing over $700 million within the first month of its release, that leaves millions bound with disappointment, of which the inevitable sequel will surely not remedy. But what if there was a remedy to this disappointment? What if there was a film that truly captured the essence of Minecraft? And what if I told you this need not be a hypothetical question, because it isn't? To find this Minecraft film adaptation that is truer than a Minecraft movie, we must look to when Studio Ghibli collaborated with numerous European studios. There are 2 important questions to ask when discussing such a prompt. What is the core atmosphere of Minecraft, and what film evokes such atmosphere? Minecraft is the single best-selling video game to have ever been made. Ever since its alpha release in 2009 and its full release in 2011, it has branched from its PC origins to be released on mobile phones, almost every major console from 2012 onward, the Raspberry Pi, and even the Apple TV. However, the game itself certainly doesn't feel like a multi-billion-dollar empire, as its roots are as a small independent game from Swedish developer Marcus Persson. The distinctively styled block world, the procedurally generated landscapes, the relaxing ambience of C418's soundtrack, of which you are hearing right now, the lack of dialogue, and the overall feeling of tranquility are a far cry from what major studios publish. The focus on raw exploration and discovery goes hand in hand with a feeling of wonder that is universal in nature. However, or perhaps adding to this fulfillment, you must fight against nature. Think about every time a skeleton shot you, an enderman charged you faster than you could imagine, or a creeper blew you up. Think about how your sleepless nights lead to phantoms circling you like vultures and striking from above, or when you accidentally attack a wolf with a bone that you meant to give it. But you never see another mob that truly resembles the player. This can be rectified by switching to multiplayer, but in the base single-player game, you are ultimately alone. The music by C418 and later Lena Raine further reinforces this, being ambient and relaxing but also reflective and sorrowful. It leaves the player to further dwell on each world that they create. For everything you create, you distract yourself from the fact that you are destroying the world for your own gain. And when you're in hardcore mode, you only get one chance. When you die, that's it. All you can do afterwards is simply watch over the world that continues to spin without you. However, this quiet nature, lack of dialogue, and somewhat abstract atmosphere gives the game another important factor to being memorable: what the player makes of it. The player is left to do whatever they please in the worlds that they play in, and as such, it is safe to assume that no 2 Minecraft experiences are alike. For example, when I play Minecraft, I usually play survival mode, and I focus mainly on exploring and mining. However, your experience in Minecraft may revolve around raiding, it might revolve around farming, construction, redstone, you name it. You're the boss in Minecraft after all. Such a world provides an interesting challenge to those who envision it in film format. How should this world be translated from a video game to the silver screen? Released in 2025, a Minecraft movie is a blockbuster feature film directed by Jared Hess of Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre fame, and starring Jack Black, Jason Momoa, and Daniel Brooks. The film is ultimately the antithesis of what Minecraft is as a video game. In spite of the unique art style of the game, a Minecraft movie is instead in live action, with a world full of photorealistic CGI that can easily fall into the uncanny valley. Instead of being quiet and meditative, allowing for universal appeal, the film features dialogue that is hammy and is deliberately trying to spawn memes, with 4 statements about what everything is. Rather than trying to find an interesting take on how to tell a story in an ambiguous world, the film's story is stereotypical, with cliches around every corner. Granted, a Minecraft movie still knows how to appeal to the game's fanbase, with shoutouts and tributes to major figures such as the late great Technoblade.
Is he some kind of king?
No. That's a legend.
It has also accumulated a following akin to the Rocky Horror Picture Show, where screenings become social events to have fun and go wild whenever a meme appears. However, it's still fair to assume that, if Notch and Jeb were to see the film, they would be very disappointed to see such a poor interpretation of what they've created. If Minecraft's official adaptation was a poor take on the series, what do we have to look to? This is where I'd like to introduce another movie, The Red Turtle. The Red Turtle, known as Le Tote Rouge in French and Erotataru Arashima no Monogatari in Japanese, is an international co-production that involved Studio Ghibli from Japan and Wild Bunch in France, with assistance from a number of other studios across Western Europe. The film was directed by Dutch animator Michael Dudok de Witt, written by him and French director Pascal Ferron, and produced by Ghibli legends Toshio Suzuki and the late Isao Takahata, alongside Vincent Malval, Pascal Cocheteau, and Gregor Solar. It started when Ghibli saw Dudok de Witt's short film Father and Daughter, to which they sent him a letter not only praising the short, but offering to collaborate with him on an animated feature. As such, The Red Turtle resembles a black sheep in Studio Ghibli's filmography, but that ultimately lends itself well to being something unique. The plot of The Red Turtle itself resembles experiences one might have when playing Minecraft. An unnamed man is cast onto a deserted island after a brutal thunderstorm at sea. After exploring the island, he attempts to leave, constructing several rafts to sail away, but these are ultimately thwarted by a sea beast that turns out to be a giant red turtle. While I wouldn't like to say anything further, as it would devolve into spoilers, it is important to state that the story is told with no dialogue whatsoever, instead favoring visual storytelling. This is consistent with Dudok de Witt's previous works, including his Oscar-winning Father and Daughter. It is also personally nostalgic to me, as though the film was made way after I was a young boy. This calm, meditative, and quiet style feels like the picture books I used to read, and the Western Woods adaptations I used to watch. Most importantly, though, the silence is reciprocal. The player in Minecraft never utters a single word, only making grunts in earlier versions of the game. It leaves the player to ask about what their character thinks about their scenario. Does said character feel the player's paralyzing fear when they encounter a herd of Endermen, baby zombies, creepers, ghasts, or witches? Do they get the same dopamine high when they find diamonds for the first time? How much effort does it take for them to build wondrous homes, redstone contraptions, or defense systems? While I hate to bring up a Minecraft movie again, comparing it to The Red Turtle, let's examine the nature of what our protagonists build. In the former, building is effortless. While the crafting table is very much true to the game, the fact that Steve is able to boast about his creations as if they were nothing, such as his pink wool house, is gaudy.
It's my first house, my second house, and my third house made entirely of sheep's wool. Pink house! Life was good.
They seem to devalue the individual creations. We see Steve's lava chicken contraption for about a minute, but while it is a technical marvel, like the wool house, it's just a joke. Compare that to The Red Turtle, where the nameless man tries to construct multiple rafts as a means to escape the island. Each raft is simpler, but the fact that we're there to witness each raft being built heightens our attachment to them, and we hope each of them are successful, just like his journey to return home. In addition, just like how Minecraft drops the player into a world without explaining who their character is and why they're here, the Red Turtle doesn't explain the backstory of the man. We don't know who this man is, what he wants, why he's out at sea, or even where in the world he's sailing. All we know is the deserted island after a terrible storm. With these, it allows us to create our own interpretations of these characters in their situations. It allows us to imagine a backstory for Steve, Alex, and the Nameless Man. What job might they have worked before they got involved in this situation? Did they have friends or a family that they were separated from? If one can even compare it to our world, where are they, and more importantly, what are they? However, there is one key difference that highlights something that just can't be translated to the silver screen: the ambiguous emotions of the protagonists. When playing Minecraft, the player character always maintains the same expression and doesn't make any sounds. As Minecraft is usually played from a first-person perspective, and due to the way the game handles the player model, it's best simply to keep the player's face neutral. In contrast, the Red Turtle relies on the Nameless Man expressing himself through his facial expressions and the occasional shouting. While this does dampen the aspect of us projecting ourselves onto him all the time, it still gives us room to think about how we would respond to situations like these. Would we attempt desperately to escape the island, or would we just accept it and try to live with it? These are the same open-ended experiences that Minecraft is fundamentally based on as a sandbox game. While slaying the Ender Dragon is considered beating the game, it isn't the all-encompassing objective. If you don't want to go through the process of exploring in the Nether, you don't have to do that either. Outside of the tutorials or wikis, the game doesn't tell you where to go or what to do, and that's part of what makes Minecraft so special. Let's also remember that the Red Turtle is not an official adaptation of Minecraft. Sure, it shares the aesthetics and emotions of the game, but it lacks several important features that make the game recognizable. There are no zombies, no skeletons, no creepers, no other mobs attacking the man. He cannot craft or obtain anywhere near as much as can be crafted or obtained in a Minecraft inventory, which means that several icons aren't present. Lastly, but perhaps most importantly, the deserted island in the film is much smaller and much more limited than that of Minecraft. Having a world of such size as a Minecraft world is unfeasible, as the procedurally generated worlds span millions of kilometers, with 64 biomes at hand. Compare this to the island of the Red Turtle. The small size of the island means that there isn't much diversity to the landscapes. There are no mines, no caves, no deserts, and no patches of snow. While this can be interpreted as being more in line with older editions of Minecraft, especially pre-version 1.7, some viewers might feel that it leaves something to be desired. Then again, this is simply another reminder of the distinct nature of video games and movies. One must remember that, unlike video games, films have a limited duration and a much more limited experience. All the actions in the film have been laid out already. If one wants to change the approaches to a film, such as the timing, dialogue, visuals, or plot, they'd have to fundamentally change the film itself. Video games, meanwhile, don't have these same constraints. While they often do have plots set in stone, as well as limits to what is possible within their boundaries, they can be modified in easier means while keeping the core of their game intact. What makes Minecraft special in comparison to other major video games also makes it truly impossible to adapt. Hence why I believe that these two films are merely sides of the same coin regarding Minecraft and film. Neither film can capture the true experience of Minecraft, because there is no true experience. In some ways, where a Minecraft movie feels more like a family flick with a Minecraft skin, the Red Turtle instead takes the role of feeling like a true adaptation of Minecraft. Headed by Michael Dudok de Wit, Studio Ghibli, and The Wild Bunch, the film captures the game's quiet nature, as well as a plot that is similar in many ways to the experiences one might have playing Minecraft, and a blank slate for the protagonist that allows viewers to easily fill in the gaps of his mind, much like the Minecraft player. However, as an open-world sandbox game, Perhaps Minecraft is simply not adaptable by nature, hence why the official film is called a Minecraft movie. One might find that a Minecraft movie captures the grandiose nature better. Whereas I may play Minecraft as a calm game about the joys of mining and exploring, it's also valid if you play it as an epic, thrilling game about traversing through the Nether, decimating creepers, and slaying the Ender Dragon. And ultimately, that's what makes Minecraft so special.